Good morning to you all. Today is the 20th of April, so you won't be seeing this video until around about the 13th of May after the club competition. But I want to get this into a slightly shallower pot, a ceramic nice pot, all ready for the competition of an informal upright. Anyway, the first thing I'm going to be doing is cleaning up the root base, because it's got algae growing all up it. So I'll grab my toothbrush and we'll get on with that. Thank you. Right, here we are then. Right, you're going to scrub all this area here. Might as well do that before I think about the repot. Oh, this is the ash tree, of course. I didn't even mention that. That's silly of me. And we'll repot this, and there's an awful lot of liverwort on the surface of the soil, so we're going to scrape all that off as well. That's why I don't really mind leaving these moss bits on the top of the soil, because they won't be there much longer. And I saw last night I had 3 more subscribers to this channel, so thank you all very much indeed again. And if you leave comments for things, I will be having a chat with you, obviously. I must say, I know Nigel said it's one of these jobs that just has to be done, not a particularly nice job. But I do like to see the results of a nice clean root base. Not too sure about this Navari here showing around, but I want to leave it at an angle, I think, to show. Put this as the front angle, although this won't be directly in front of the viewer. I think this is going to be the front when I repot. Right, well that's cleaner. I'm going to think about the repot. Let me clear up a bit and then we'll get on with that. Right, now this one won't be a major repot, more of a slip pot. Just scraping a bit of soil off the top and also from underneath. Let's say the new pot is slightly shallower. So, let's get it out. It's going to be easy to get out. That just slid round. Oh, there we go. Lovely. Well, it's certainly not pot bound, so a slip potting will do absolutely wonderfully. Right, let's scrape the top and get all this liverwort, Irish moss and what have you off. Then we'll see how much needs to be taken. Obviously if I'm going to plant it with this as the front, then I will be having to chop off some corners. We'll have a look at that later. Still very, very crumbly soil. Now it was mentioned to me at a club meeting a few years ago that the ash tree might not be welcome at club competitions and things because of the problems we've had with ash dieback. But I like the tree, and it's only a club competition. I don't think that'll be a problem this time. I will have to try and find out the situation concerning if I wanted to show this tree any time in a different place, how it's going to be affected. Right, well that's the top of it sorted out. Ah, there is a mesh in here. That'll have to come off. Oh dear. I think, Nigel, same as you, I think I'm going off the idea of single meshes, as they can be a pain in the butt to get out. To be honest, I just think it's going to be a matter of cutting through these big roots here. I know it's not going to be a problem in the new pot because that's only got 2 holes on individual meshes. I take it there's a mesh in here. Yes, there is a mesh, 100%. I hope you don't mind me seeing me struggle with this. Can't say it's a part of bonsai I enjoy. I'll tell you what, there's not much to see here. I'm going to try and have a go at this myself and come back to you once that flaming mesh is off. See you in a minute. Okay, well I've got it out at last. And here's the new pot I'm thinking of putting it into. This is the one I actually got when I got the tree. And it is shallower than this one, so we'll have to see how it fits. There we go. Well, I think I've definitely got to take some more off. Right, well let me get you in screen, and then we can have a go at that. Right then. There's actually quite a lot got to come off, I believe. Yep. So, let's start breaking some out. I don't think this is a case for sawing bits off, because it is fairly loose soil and the tree certainly hasn't filled it up with roots. I think I've got quite a long way to go here. And while I think about it, if I'm going to put it at that sort of angle, it is these corners here that need to come off. While I'm doing this, might as well chop these corners off. That's the angle it's going at. Excuse me. Right, let's see how that's going to... any chance of fitting it into the pot. Well, I think, you know, it will go in depth-wise. Just a matter of I have to carry on sorting out these sides so that I can get the front how I want it. Lovely lot of roots on this. You know, I was watching some bonsai videos on YouTube the other day. I was just thinking how flaming lucky we are down here in the south of England. We haven't seen a touch of the white stuff, the snow, at all this winter. And there's poor people in Canada and Minnesota area, as in David Weiss from Bonsai Dave. And having to do the bonsai shuffle all the time, and it's something we don't get at all down here. Very fortunate indeed. But mind you, some of the scenery that you've got over there in Canada is breathtaking. I've seen on some of David Weiss's walks. And in fact, even Nigel has shown some nice pictures around his swamp areas not far from his house. Very, very nice indeed. So, you gain on one thing, certainly lose on another. But that's life. Right, let's have another close look. Or a quick check. Wrong way round. Oh dear. No, there's a lot more got to come off. Somewhere in here I've lost my root rake. Oh lordy lord. Ah, there it is. I thought this was going to be a nice quick repot, but I've forgotten I wanted to change the angle. Although it's not bare rooted, there's quite a lot of roots being taken off this one. And to get the tree at that sort of angle where I want it, there's a lot more still got to come off. suppose it won't do the roots a harm to have this bit cut off the front edges. But once I do repot it, I've got nearly 3 weeks for the tree to recover before the actual competition. Alright, that side. Could be alright there, just a bit off this side. And looking at this pot, well, I don't know if you can see, there's a slight mark here, so that's got to be the back. So I mustn't forget that when I plant it up. We are getting a bit closer now, I'm glad to say. Bit of extra work here. Oh, that sun's beaming down up here. Really have to do have quite a sun trap in this little backyard here. I think that was a little quite subtle hint out, shout out to Michael from Backyard Bonsai. But there we go. Right, oh. I still think it needs a bit extra taken off. I'll have a quick breeder anyway. Right, okay then. Ooh. Take 2 or 3, or however many it's taken. Oh, there's a large size root there. Just need to have a bit more off this side here. How does that look? I think I'm slowly getting there. Yes, just a bit off here. Oh, sorry if all you can see is my arm there. How are we looking there? Look, not too bad. Just a small little bit off this side and we will be done, I believe. Mind you, I've said that before, haven't I? Right, let's put it in the pot now, and hopefully I have got it. All wrong way around. Well, it fits in. That's the first start. Now I just need to take a bit more off the bottom, I believe. Particularly in the middle, because I did feel it rocking earlier. Right, let me see how that fits back in the pot. Wrong way around. I think we're nearly there, you know. Yes. Right. Cut that root off, poke it up. Still slightly rocky, so just a bit off this middle, I think. Been a bit more than a slip pot, but I'm not going to do a major repot on this one yet. That can wait until next spring. And now I know it needs to be done next spring, I can mark it with one of the red labels, as suggested by Sim Pavey. Wrong way round. And that one, I believe, is how I want it, and it's low enough to fit in the pot. So let me clean up everything we got, and I'll get back to you, and we'll put it into its new pot and finish it off. Thank you very much. Well, there we are. That's how it's going to look in the pot. So let's put some soil in and get it potted up. Don't think it'll look too bad at that angle. Right. And yes, I have got the right side of the pot this time. Thin layer in the bottom. A bit more slightly in the middle. Oh, don't like the look of that root sticking up. Right, let's fill it in. Right, the old faithful chopstick. Put some over this corner. because I chopped off more roots than I thought I would, I'm not going to put the fertiliser baskets back on immediately. Filling in quite a lot here. Must be going underneath. Certainly beginning to feel quite firm now, the tree. And what I will do is I'll cut off all these little hairy roots around the top later on. So you won't be seeing this video for quite a while, about 3 weeks, until the next club meeting. But I have got some other projects I need to start soon, so you'll be seeing those. I'll show you as soon as I've done this what I've got to do. Still the holes are bearing. Right, well that now feels very, very nice, very firm in there. Let's just pop it onto a turntable. Trim off these little roots, the surface roots here. And what I'm hoping with this tree is that the leaves won't grow too big before the competition. Well, I did actually see an ash tree from Cotoneaster in Belgium, and his was a lovely ash tree, very, very small leaves. At the time I made the comment to him that I also had an ash tree, but it had quite large leaves. I was trying to grow the trunk out, and as he said, you cannot do both at once. I'm going to put a bit more in that side. Right, well there we have it. There is the tree. That's the front. Coming around to the side, the back, and then back to the front. There. Well, as can be seen from this side, I think I've got the plane at the front okay, and that this root base won't be too off-putting big at that sort of angle. Make a little talking point about it. Right, well there's my ash tree for the informal upright competition on the Friday the 13th of May. So you'll see this video then. So thank you very much indeed. See you later on. Take care everyone. Well, good morning everyone. Guy Watson again. Today is the morning of Thursday the 22nd of May. We've got our club competition this evening at the meeting, Bonsai meeting. So taking this one along for the informal upright. All I've done in the last couple of weeks or so is I've put some moss on the ground and put some akadama around it just for titivation of the ground area, but I think it looks quite nice. I'll have to renew a bit of that. A couple of leaves here that need chopping off. Now while I think about it, one thing I've been told with these leaves, although that is a single ash leaf, you can actually, if you want to shorten them, you can cut them off like that and it will not affect the growth of the leaf. I've done it down here. That's in total contradiction, difference to the Persian silk tree, which if you do that to those leaves, you will kill the leaf. I wouldn't recommend you do that to the Persian silk tree. Right, let's just tidy things up a bit here. That doesn't actually look too bad. But what I'll do is I'll put a bit more akadama around this area. I don't put it in my soil itself because it's got a bit too pricey for that. So I just use it as a top dressing. And it does actually tell you when the plant needs watering because you can see the difference in colour. Right, there we go. I think this plant is ready for the show. Okay, what I have found, by the way, is this plant, I took a picture of it just after I obtained it about 4.5 years ago, and I'll show you that picture in a minute, but it does show there's a great lot of straight growth, about 6 inches dead straight up here, which I didn't like the look of, so I chopped it off and I left myself with this. So I will insert that picture here. Okay then, right, so I think that's ready for going. I'll give you one final 360, the front, down to the side, the back. We've just got this nice little turn here I quite like, the other side, and then we're round to the front again. Right, well I quite like that tree. I hope the other club members enjoy it. But I think she's ready. I'll take some stills of the informal upright trees in the competition tonight and I'll post this sometime tomorrow, I hope. Right, cheerio for now then. Well hello, it's the morning after our club show. And I thought I'd just make a comment before I put the stills up of the competition trees. We actually split the competition into two parts. We have the better trees, and the novice trees. The two different competitions. If you're a novice tree, you haven't done bonsai for you've done bonsai for less than 3 years. And the better ones are obviously for people who have done bonsai for more than that. But there were some very nice trees there, and also the subject of the meeting was accent stones and plants, so I've also put some stills of that in. I do hope you enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoyed the meeting. I always come back buzzing. So I'll carry on and let you see that. Cheerio. Thank you very much. Enjoy my Judas tree.